Good morning, and welcome to another Fast Tracks webinar. Webinars are weekly events that happen on Fridays at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. To get to the webinars, we can go to the website FTx.com, and we'll go over to Lifeline. If we scroll about halfway down the page, we'll get to webinars. From here, you can register for upcoming webinars, and you can view previous webinars. You can also subscribe to get notified when we have upcoming webinars. Alright, in today's webinar, we are going to go over pick groups in the warehouse. So to get started, we will open up our warehouse. So a pick group is a way that we can make picking a little bit easier when we're picking orders to fulfill the order. This is basically done by creating a pick group and assigning a product line to that pick group, so you can kind of split up who's picking what on orders. So from the maintenance module, we can go over to pick groups. And as you can see, I actually have two already set up. I have one for cigarettes, one for cigars. If I want to add another one, I would just click on Add. I would give it a name. I can assign a label printer to it by clicking Change and selecting what label printer I want to use for it. And for a pick ticket printer, I can actually just type in the friendly name of a printer. So, for example, I have these printers available. I could type in one of these names for my pick ticket printer. I can also assign a color for the pick group. I have these colors that are available, or I can select a custom color. Let's do this one. We'll do this one purple. And then I would just hit Save Group. And I now have a new pick group. Alright, now as far as assigning pick groups, that is done in the product lines. So I have my cigarettes here. I can edit this product line. As you can see, I already have the pick group set to cigarettes. If I need to change that, I can. But since this one is cigarettes, we're going to leave it as it is. So the way that this works is if we go in to do a new order, I'm just going to add one of this one, and then I'll add another item. should have 1 cigarette and 1 cigar. If I go to pick this order, I actually need to check a setting here. If we go to settings, we have a couple different settings for pick groups. If we go to order invoice settings, you notice here we do have the option to split EDI orders by pick groups. This is when you were doing your receiving EDI orders from your account. This will actually take all your cigarettes and cigars, in my case how I got it split up on my pick groups, and actually make 2 separate orders with these. Alright, and to show you how that works, I've actually got an order already created. If I go into my inventory, so we can see right now I have, my last order was order 14. So if I go into my order monitoring, I have an order sitting here already. I'm going to highlight it, and I am going to tell it to process this file. And once this finishes processing, I should have a couple different orders that were created. So I'm going to refresh. So now you see I have a 15 and I have a 16. So it takes anything that was labeled as for one pick group. Like this one had a cigarette on it, the other one had cigars on it. So it split those apart based off of what pick group or what product line they're in, and that product line then looks at the pick group and separates it accordingly. Now another option we have with pick groups is what's called account pick groups. And account pick groups is basically just a way that we can basically set the accounts up to where we pick certain days. We have an option that is called daily pick order, and that uses the account pick groups. So for example, right now I just have default. So let's add a group and let's call this Fast Track Stores. Alright, I want to save this group. Now from here we actually add these to the account. So if I go to an account, I have my Fast Track Store 1 here. I tell it to edit. If I go over to the other tab, I have account pick group here. Since I just created, I actually have to refresh this module. So there's my Fast Track Stores. So now I can add this to the Fast Track Stores account pick group and save the account. And what this is used for is if we go over to our daily pick order, we can select the days of the week and say which pick group that we want to do. So we want to do Fast Track Stores. So these will be picked on Monday. We can also add multiple pick groups here. So I've got my 2 pick groups here. So I can actually take default if I want to move that up and give it a higher priority. Or I can move it back down and put the Fast Track Stores as a higher priority. If I decided I didn't want to use default on Mondays, didn't want to pick them, I can delete it. But I can do this for each day of the week, and what this will do is I'll tell you on Monday, we're going to concentrate on the Fast Track Stores. We need to pick these these accounts. Tuesday, this may be my default pick group. But this kind of just streamlines your picking process. Your pickers will go out and get the handhelds and go to pick, and depending on the day, they pick whatever pick group it is for that day, and concentrate on those orders to get those sent out to the accounts. So to just kind of go over the review, we have our pick groups that we set up, and this again is going to be associated with the product line. So cigarettes, cigars, everybody want to split it up. And this comes in handy for the fact that if I've got cigars that are being picked, I can have my person in the humidor that's just picking cigars. That person is not having to come out of the humidor after picking cigars and go to the other side of the warehouse to pick something else. They just grab the next cigar order and pick it. But once we create our pick groups, we go to our product lines. And we select which pick group this product line will go to. Then again, under settings, we have the option for our EDI orders under order invoice settings to split our EDI orders based off of the pick groups. This where it just automatically creates different orders based off of your pick group. So if you've got 5 pick groups, you could have 5 orders split up from that one order. And then with the account pick groups, we can create an account pick group and put accounts in those groups, and then base our daily pick order off of those pick groups for the accounts. Alright, that pretty much covers pick groups in Warehouse. If you have any questions, feel free to contact support, and they'd be more than happy to help you out as far as with any questions that you'd have. Of course, we also have documentation on the website. And it's the same as the under FTx Lifeline. Not only do we have webinars, but we also have documentation on Warehouse here as well. Alright, that concludes today's webinar. I hope we learned something today. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Fast Track Support, and they'd be happy to assist you. Thank you, and have a good day.